Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network, and I'm back to serve up another true crime case. Now just remember, this is all allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and the views of the host do not necessarily reflect the views of the network. Let's dish. All right, so we're going to talk about some stories. Next week, we're going to talk about a man who is part of the Innocence Project, and his case is a case of shaken baby syndrome, where even the lead detective originally on his case that testified to convict him now believes that, based on new scientific evidence, that this is not a case of shaken baby syndrome. And he is being, the days to being put to death are clicking down, and this would be the first person that would be put to this death with no, with evidence that proves contrary to what the court system ruled back in the day on this. So we will be following that and updating that. Of course, next week on Rising Crime, I will be covering and catching you up on the Crystal Rogers case, the disappearance and murder of a local woman here in Bardstown, Kentucky. Her ex-boyfriend and several of his associates are going through the court system legally right now, where they are being tried for her death and her disappearance. But the case that I really want to talk about today is one that is very close to my heart, and very close to our team's hearts here. It involves childhood bullying and internet bullying. And, you know, we've all heard these tragic stories, you know, Conrad Roy and the Slenderman girls that tried to take a life. You know, there's, you know, Skylar Neese and Peyton Lautner. There's these mean girl and these bullying incidents happen all the time, but nobody likes to talk about them. But it's very real, and our kids are subjected to it more now than ever, because it used to be back in the day, if you got bullied at school, you could still go home and get away from it. And now bullying is in their hand every day, all day long. So I came across a post somebody wrote regarding the Aubrey and Haley Wyatt case that is going through everything right now. So I wanted to read it because I feel like it's a very good beginning to what we want to talk about with this case and what you can expect for us to address next week. So 10 months ago today, on September 4th, 2023, a kind young girl tragically took her life after years of bullying. In the 10 months since Aubrey Wyatt took her life, her mama, family, and friends have already experienced many firsts without her. A first Thanksgiving, a first Christmas, a first New Year's, Aubrey's first birthday she wasn't here for, and so many other firsts. More importantly than all those firsts that the bullies need to be aware of is the first they and their families are continuing to perpetuate against Aubrey's mama. There is the first in how the primary bully's family, Molly Noblett, is now bullying Aubrey's mama, as well as trying to slander her. Then there is the first of a grieving mama being sued by the parents of the primary bully and further bullying Heather, Aubrey's mama, through the legal system. The first where a grieving mother has been silenced by a judge. Constitutional rights to freedom of speech restricted by the court system. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Free speech that was used to bring awareness to bullying and the impact it can have on young lives. This mama, Heather, will never get to see her daughter again, hug her, hold her, watch her graduate, get married, have a family of her own, become a grandmother, or anything else in life. And now these parents of Molly Noblett, all of whom work for various school districts in and around the area in which Aubrey lived, have sued and caused Heather to be prohibited from so many aspects of her own journey through loss, grief, and finding her way to some semblance of healing that does not even impact Molly or any of the other alleged bullies. The recent court order prohibits her from speaking about her daughter's death, what her daughter suffered for years, and forced her to remove all social medias. More than all that, though, those injunctions and restrictions also prohibited her from grieving, from bringing awareness to bullying, from keeping her daughter's memory alive, from using her daughter's experiences to let other victims know they aren't alone, from going through and processing the journey of loss, grief, and healing on her own terms, from connecting with other parents of bullied children, of children that have taken their lives because of the school system failing to keep them safe, and from advocating anti-bully campaigns. I am all for protecting children. However, when children willingly and knowingly take adult actions, they have to pay adult consequences. Yes, I believe in trying minors as adults when they act within the scope of an informed, independent thinking individual. Now, I have done a lot about this on capital punishment and my thoughts and feelings on how I think about that. And I have some things that differ with this thought process here. Just so you guys know, we'll be discussing those as well, because I want to talk about some of that. But yes, I believe in trying minors as adults when they act within the scope of an informed, independent thinking individual. This wasn't a one-time incident, and they didn't know the consequences. They didn't know the consequences of their actions. This is something they repeatedly perpetuated since 4th grade through the start of 8th grade when Aubrey took her life. This is something they have also continued to perpetuate since Aubrey has taken her life. They have sent dismissive and even vile comments on social media, including Aubrey's obituary page on the funeral home's website. This is something that there have been other deaths due to excessive bullying in the media, so they did have the knowledge of what their actions could lead to, and they've also used social media to garner sympathy. So now the original poster did include a video, and it says, below is a video of one of the bullies, Peyton, saying she's sorry that she didn't realize how bad it was. In the comments of the video, she's not sorry for what she did, or for not stopping it, or that it led to Aubrey's decision to be done with it all. She's sorry because she has an ED. She's sorry because she has to leave her family. She's sorry because she has to go in an inpatient treatment program for her eating disorder. Well, here's a great big fuck you to the judge that feels she has the right to control and censor how Heather copes, processes, and deals with her daughter's death. You might be able to control Heather, but you can't control everyone who is going to speak out on behalf of Heather, Aubrey, or bullying. Have fun trying to shut the rest of us up. Oh, and while Heather didn't do anything to put those girls or their families' identities out there, the rest of us will. Their names may not have even made the news had you not allowed their families to perpetuate more atrocities against Aubrey's mama. But now, not only will they be in the news, they're going to be in many posts. This chapter will no longer have an opportunity to come to a close for them, and hope that they may live a somewhat normal life once they reach adulthood. Their names will forever be associated with bullying, with pushing someone over the edge, with causing the premature ending of one's life. And you can thank yourself for that, because no mama will ever be denied to grieve the way she needs to. You are the reason that hashtag each one of these girls will keep them from ever having a normal future. Hashtag Molly Nobullet, hashtag Peyton Hembry, hashtag Ava Case, hashtag Parker Green, and their involvement in the death of hashtag Aubrey Wyatt and further traumatizing of hashtag Heather Wyatt. Here is a great big FU to both the school district that failed to protect Aubrey and the school districts that continue to employ one or more of the family members of Aubrey's bullies. And here's a great big FU to the parents of the bullies who failed to teach their children, 1, how to take responsibility for their own actions, 2, that their decisions and actions will follow them through life, 3, that every action has both a reaction and a consequence, 4, how to cope with their jealousy or how to be decent human beings, 5, that what they do in their childhood can and will impact them in their adulthood, 6, and that getting rid of Aubrey doesn't move them up on the beautiful list of the school town. It's the actions of a person's heart and soul, and their actions will forever keep them in the ugly category because they have such ugliness within them. 7, or that their actions don't impact only the person they are bullying. Their actions impact the school, all the families, the community, and so on. And in Aubrey's particular case, a mama should never have to see their child in a body bag, being loaded into a coroner's vehicle in a casket, or burying their child. Aubrey Aubrey's siblings should never had to say goodbye to their sister, her classmates and school friends, neighbors. These girls have been traumatized. A school, a neighborhood, a family, and a community. So we stand with Heather Wyatt and Aubrey Wyatt, and we will be updating you on this case as it continues through the court system. I did want to let you guys know, though, however, Aubrey's court case was finally dismissed, and all of her social media platforms have been returned to her. So that's good news. Keep up the good fight. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah.